created this channel for controversy. I know I'm a controversial person. Whoa, look at that! Look at that! It's the Star of David! It's shining brightly in the distance! Let's go see. Let's go see if there's a king in there. I'll be right back. And I'm back. Well, some of you know I'm making this controversy channel. Controversial things. That's why I named it Sim Controversy. If you don't want to be controversial, if you don't want to be offended, if you don't want me to say something that might rub you the wrong way, well then just watch something else. I would recommend this guy Symphonia 7. He looks exactly like me. Has a very similar name to this one. But he just plays guitar and makes comedy sketches and just does things that will make you laugh and entertain you and doesn't ever get controversial. This channel, however, does. Because it's run by this douchebag. Whoever he is, he's devilishly handsome though. So, alright man, I'm getting into like this, I'm getting into my persona from my other channel and I need to get real with you. I'm gonna talk about something real, I should be real. Right? Right? Gay marriage. I'm a Christian. But I'm a little different than most Christians. And I just want to give my take on the whole gay marriage issue. I know I'm going to offend people. I know I'm going to get some hate. Hopefully, my goal, really, is to help some Christians re-examine how they've been feeling about the whole homosexual thing. And if I have to take some hate and take some dislikes and some mean comments and stuff like that to get that across and maybe make some Christians think, that works for me. That'll be worth it. So first of all, how should a Christian view homosexuals? Obviously, many of the Christians in this country, America, and in the UK and other places that are more cosmopolitan. That's not the word I'm trying to find. That are more industrial. In a lot of those places, Christians tend to think that the homosexual was bad. He's bad. He can't be no Christian. He can't be in the church. He bad. He needs to repent, and he needs to stop that homosexual behavior right now, and repent and come to Jesus. Well, I will give you, and this is the most controversial thing I'm going to be saying for homosexuals. Homosexuals, you might want to cover your ears, or you're going to get very mad at me, maybe. I will agree, homosexuality is a sin. It is not what God intended for His people. He did not intend for men to love men and women to love women in the romantic sexual way that women love men and love women. It was not His intention. It is not things going as they were intended by the man who created all of this. This is very true. But here's something you need to think about, Christians. Okay? Neither is lying. Neither is fornicating. Neither is anything that you do on a daily basis. But here's the difference, right? When it comes to stealing, lying, murdering, fornicating, raping, what else is there? Having a filthy mouth, doing all these things that displease God. When it comes to those things, okay, almost all of them are choices that you can make. You can choose not to kill someone. You can choose not to rape someone. You can choose not to fornicate, dudes. I know girls are guilty too, but I'm really talking about the dudes. Because girls do it and they get called a slut. Guys do it and they get called a hero. But fornicating, having very low morals when it comes to the way you present yourself, being aloof, not caring about other people, not helping people you see in need, all these things are sins. But all those things are choices that you can make. Now, a lot of you Christians may not believe this, but it's true. Gay people don't have a choice. They're just gay. They didn't choose it. I mean, some of them are doing it for attention. This is true. But that is the minority. Most people do not think, I'm not getting the attention that I want, so I'm going to be gay so people will notice me. Most people don't do that. You know what happens? Alright, straight people. You know how when you are growing up and you're getting to a certain age, and a girl, if you're a boy, you know, someone of the opposite sex looks a certain way, or looks at you a certain way, or interacts with you in a certain way, and your mouth goes dry, and your heart starts to beat, and you kind of start to get nervous, and you kind of start to shake, and you get, oh, excuse me, a second time. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you get nervous, you kind of feel like, oh man, and then you find yourself thinking about that person forever. Yeah, that happens with gay people, for people of the same sex. They don't choose it. You didn't wake up one day and say, you know, I think I'm going to be a straight person, so therefore I am going to choose to like women. I'm a man, I should choose to like women. There's a pretty girl. I think I'll be attracted to her right now. Hello, hot stuff. I am an attractive heterosexual male. I would like for you, an attractive heterosexual female, to go to the carnival with me and we can ride the merry-go-round. Doesn't that sound dandy? No, that's not what happens. You are physically attracted to them, outside of anything you do. That is how gay people are for people of the same sex. They are physically attracted to the same sex, whether they like it or not. It's just what happens for them. Now, how do I explain how this happened to them if it's not what God intended? The same way I explain disease, the same way I explain bipolar, the same way I explain the fact that some people are alcoholics. I'm an alcoholic, for crying out loud. And what that means is not that I drink all the time. It means that when I do drink, there's a chemical deficiency in my brain that tells me, hey, I don't get enough of that. You need to give me more of that. In fact, I think we might die if we don't get more of that. So then it sends all these signals to my body that makes me feel sick, it makes me feel this and that if I don't get more drink. Okay? That makes me an alcoholic. It is a deficiency in my brain. Okay? In gay people, there's some genetic thing that happened, and it made them gay. And, it's like being bipolar or something like that. I know that's offensive. I know that gay people are going to be like, don't tell me I have something wrong with me. Don't tell me. Sweetheart, it's not a reflection of you. It's not something that you can control. And the last thing on earth that it is something that anyone should look down upon you for. You should be judged by how you treat your fellow man. You should be judged by how you act in social situations and how much good you do for people, not by what your body craves and wants that's out of your control. I'm so sorry if it offends you that I do believe that it is a genetic malfunction. I'm so sorry if that offends you. But it is my opinion. It is what I believe. But you know what's way worse? What's way worse is people who look down on you and think you're lesser and think you can't be a part of things that straight people can be a part of because you have this thing. You know, like, I wouldn't want people to be like, oh, you have trouble, you've had trouble with drinking in your past, you have that alcoholic gene, yeah, I'm sorry, you can't come into this club, I'm sorry, you can't be a part of this religion. That's not fair. That's not cool. So I'm not down with that, and I think that's far worse. In fact, I really don't think being gay is just something that God did not intend, but it's not something bad that the person is doing. Therefore, it's not something you should ask them to change. It's not something that you should, you know, like, if Jesus wants to take that away from them, then Jesus will take that away from them. If he doesn't want to take that away from them, well then, by God, just leave them be. Leave them be, man. Let them be. Alright, I've already sufficiently screwed myself as far as getting haters and all that stuff by making that statement. Hopefully some of you will realize that what I'm saying really isn't that offensive. They sin, I sin, we all sin, you know, whatever. At least my sins, you know, they reflect on me because I choose to commit them. Your sin, that sin, they don't choose it. So, you know, you can't fault them for it. I'm sorry. Anybody who looks down on them for it, that's way wrong. More wrong. Like, way more wrong. So much worse. But now let's get to the gay marriage thing, okay? So, all these Christians are like, oh, God's gonna punish our country if we let them get married. We are already screwed if that's true. Marriage is a joke these days. People get married and divorced like that. It doesn't have anything to do with religion anymore. And quite frankly, are we a Christian nation? Has everyone unanimously decided that we're going to follow God's law and we're going to be a Christian nation? I kind of don't think we did. So why are you trying to bring our religious views into this country's lawmaking when we are just a sect of people within this country? Guys, give it up. If God was going to destroy us for gay marriage, he would have destroyed us for what we've already done to marriage in general. Like, the thing is, the country's either not screwed like you think it is, or if it is screwed, it's screwed either way, man. Like, if we're gonna get destroyed by God, we're getting destroyed by God. Just buck up and get ready, get prepared, man. Grab a surfboard. You're gonna be surfing on the waves of destruction. Like, so, you know, give up this trying to keep the lawmakers. And the thing is, we as Christians within the nation of the U.S., we as Christians within this nation can still hold to God's law if the lawmakers do or don't. Like, what our government does not reflect on us. And quite frankly, like, why you think the government making one more decision that would go against God's plan is going to make that big of a difference? Do you know what our government's doing? It's already... it is kaput! It's done! So seriously, man, just let them have gay marriage. Let them do it. I get it, that it's going to change the definition of it being a man and a woman. But you know what? It's really not. It's going to change that definition for our country, but not for the Christians within that country. We will still hold to the definition our God gave us. But why you're trying to force it on people who don't even claim to believe in our God, don't even claim to follow our religion, but you're saying, you've got to follow it in this area. Now you're just like the Inquisition all over again, man. We're trying to force our beliefs on people that don't want them. And that was never God's intention. That was never Jesus' intention. He didn't force his beliefs on anybody. He, like, came in, healed their butt, and then was like, hey, I did this because God is in me. If you want to be a part of that, follow me. And if they didn't follow him, he just went on his way, man. He didn't get pissed at them and shoot lightning at them because they didn't follow him. Guys, quit trying to force this country to be Christian when it clearly does not want to be. You be Christian. I'll be Christian. Let the atheist be what he wants to be. He'll come around if he's meant to. It's cool, man. We gotta learn to integrate in society, guys. We gotta quit trying to force our religion on other people. And here's the thing. While you're busy trying to force your religion on other people, you're not working on yourself. And I have a very hard time believing that you're where you're supposed to be in your Christian walk. So if you're not where you're supposed to be, for God's sakes, get your mind off other people and onto yourself. The end. I know this was controversial. Sorry. Sorry, I'm spreading my views. I'm not hiding anymore. I'm just letting it all out. So sue me. Peace.